We must be the last families to lose loved ones to mass murder in a school. This time must be different, and we demand action.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, there may soon be some big changes to gun laws here in Florida.
The state Senate has passed a bill onto the House for its consideration.
Allergy season is in full bloom while flu season comes to an end soon. What doctors say you can do to help relieve some of your allergy symptoms is straight ahead.
And a second nor'easter in 1 week is scheduled to hit the exact same areas tomorrow. We'll have that story for you and others. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
Good morning, 6 o'clock. Glad you're with us. Tuesday, March the 6th. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for waking up with us this morning.
Quiet here, but the change later in the week around here, John Scalzi.
Yeah, not too much later in the week either. We look at tomorrow, and I think we'll notice some of those changes taking place. Today's kind of a transition day. We're looking at temperatures across the region that are generally in the near 50-degree range. We have 48 degrees now, dropped a degree in Sarasota, 52 Lakewood Ranch, 50 in Bradenton, 50 in Parrish. And then as we head into the evening hours, I think we'll notice a little bit of cloud cover begin to build, but I don't think we're going to see much in the way of rain showers around here today. Right now the radar is clean, but you look a little further to the north and there is a strong line of showers beginning to develop. This is all part of that nor'easter you just talked about, and that will bring us a frontal boundary through here tomorrow that promises us significant changes in the weather. We're looking at temperatures that will probably be on a bit of a roller coaster over the next couple of days. Nighttime lows bottoming out about 10 degrees cooler than they are this morning in just about 48 hours. So cooler weather on the way. Daytime high today, though, mild at 76. We'll have the complete forecast for you in a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Checking first alert traffic right now. You'll notice not much to report. Little blip there on 301 southbound at State Road 70 in Manatee County. Checking the northern half of Sarasota County. Some issues building on Clark Road in both directions, both eastbound at Beneva and westbound at Honore. Checking farther south now, that map will show us all clear at this point. Let's take a live picture out at the intersection of 301 and Fruitville, a busy intersection. We're looking right now east on Fruitville Road as the car is about to turn left down there and head toward the interstate. Busy spot, will be busier throughout the morning. We'll check it throughout the day right here on ABC 7.
Well, new this morning, there may soon be some changes to gun laws here in Florida. The state Senate has approved the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School Public Safety Act, and it now moves on to the House. Reporter John Lawrence has the latest on what exactly that bill would change.
On Senate Bill 7026, the Secretary will unlock the board.
Floridians may soon have to be 21 years old before legally buying a gun. That's one of the rules in the bill the state Senate passed Monday. It would also establish a 3-day waiting period for most gun purchases, and it bans bump stocks.
We must be the last families to lose loved ones to mass murder in a school. This time must be different, and we demand action.
The measure passed the Senate by a narrow 20-18 margin and must pass the House before going to Governor Rick Scott's desk. Scott has issues with some parts of the proposal.
I don't believe in arming the teachers.
A spokeswoman for Scott says the governor will review the final bill before making a decision. Meanwhile, family and friends of victims of last month's fatal shooting rampage in Parkland are among those calling for change.
What we want to know here is how we're going to make our kids safe, going to school every day. And not just our kids, all of your kids and all your grandkids.
We're going to set the example in Florida so other states can follow. That's why, to me, it's so important that this bill gets passed. I don't want to stop in Florida. I'm not going to be the parent that stopped. I'm going to be the parent that's going to take it from here to the Pacific Coast.
Florida's legislature ends its session Friday. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
A vast majority of Floridians, 96%, say they do support background checks for every gun purchase, according to a poll released last week, and 92% favor gun bans for people who have been given a restraining order for any violent actions.
Well, it's being called the oddest twist of the Russia investigation. A former Trump aide says he has incriminating evidence on President Trump. The White House denies the accusations of Sam Nunberg, who promises to defy a subpoena from special counsel Robert Mueller. Nunberg says he's angry about a request to appear before a grand jury and turn over his emails.
If they're trying to build a case against Roger, I'm not going to be part of it.
Roger being Roger Stone, former aide. Nunberg also alleges the president knew about a 2016 Trump Tower meeting between his son and a Russian lawyer. The White House denies all accusations.
Well, a second nor'easter targeting areas that are still recovering from the nor'easter over the weekend will likely hit tomorrow. Now, crews up and down the East Coast and in parts of the Midwest are on damage control already, racing to get the power back up and running before storm number 2 hits. Now, this second full-blown nor'easter has winter weather advisories already in effect for the majority of the Northeast. It's already dumped more than half a foot of snow and packing wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Well, for all of you who suffered from the flu, we have some good news. But if you're prone to allergies, we have some bad news. Flu season's wrapping up, but allergy season, yay, is in full bloom.
Yay! I disagree with that one. Marla Spence has some tips from doctors how to stop the constant sneezing and sniffling and watery eyes. Marla, good morning.
Yeah, Ray and Stephanie, as you can see behind me, I'm surrounded by this tall grass here at our ABC studios, and this is just half of what we have here at our studios as far as grass, trees, and weeds. An allergy specialist told us out of all 3 trees, specifically oak trees, they are in season right now, and what's the cause of the allergies this season? Dr. Hugh Wyndham tells us oak trees put out about 80% of pollen within a 2-month span between February and March. He says allergy sufferers should also avoid being outdoors during early mornings hours to relieve some of those symptoms. He says if that does not help, there are a few medical options available that could do the trick.
Well, there are a lot of medications that can help. There's over-the-counter nose sprays, there's antihistamines, and there's prescription medicines that we can add to that to take care of the more severe folks. And there are people that have it every year. We have the option of turning off their allergy and making them no longer allergic, and that's with either allergy shots or drops under the tongue.
Dr. Wyndham also says for those who are those natural medicine type of people who do not like to take over-the-counter or prescription medicines, that natural medicines, they don't really help out with the situation as far as allergies. He says natural medications have a lower percentage of antihistamine, which is the drug that is needed to be used in order to relieve those symptoms of allergies. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Marla, for the latest on the pollen count, the conditions out there, and the first alert forecast. Check our app. It's under WWSB or My Suncoast.
Happening today, the Florida Highway Patrol will remind drivers on the Suncoast to stay at the scene. According to FHP, in 2017, there were more than 98,000 hit-and-run crashes all across Florida. The campaign tries to educate drivers so they know their responsibilities and consequences if they do decide to leave the scene of a crash. Now, troopers say you can always dial star FHP or star 347 to report a hit and run or even an aggressive driver.
Some issues in Palmetto Parks has prompted a crackdown in that northern Manatee County city. The new ordinance prohibits running businesses out of the parks, letting animals run loose, planting memorial flowers and exotic pets. Loitering in the park also an issue as well there.
A lot of these things didn't rise to the level of criminal infractions, and our officers would respond and try to take care of things and realize that the city really didn't have any ordinances that prescribe behavior in our parks on the books.
The parks in the Palmetto area are open from sunrise to sunset. The ordinance also applies to the city's 2 cemeteries as well. I guess there's been an issue there in the parks.
That's right. I was concerned about having exotic pets. I just picture like what, a giraffe, somebody walking a giraffe. Like, what is going on in the Palmetto Parks?
We need to find out more about those parks up there. They sound very exciting, a little too exciting. We'll have the first alert traffic on the way, and also March is National Reading Month.
It is, and we've got a few familiar faces to hear from. We're going to tell us who inspired them to start reading when we come back.
You'll hear from my face as well.
Your face as well.
Let's take a look outside. I see a little sun on the horizon. Very nice. How much sun will we see today, John Scalzi?
Yeah, not too bad, actually, to start off the day. I think we'll see a fair amount of it. And then as we head into the second half of the day, that will change as clouds begin to build. Pollen, of course, still high today. And in fact, I think it may even get a little higher before the rains come tomorrow and wash some of it out. That because it's going to get a little breezier this afternoon. And I know that breeziness is not a good thing for pollen sufferers. Of course, the oak and the junipers and the nettles are still the worst. We have some cloud cover beginning to advance into our area, all part of the approaching low pressure area that promises us rain. Talk about the timing in a second.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
So Matt told me to meet him at 7 a.m. sharp right here. It is now 7:01 a.m. You think Matt will leave without me? Hey, is Matt here?
Long con.
Long gone.
Just missed him.
Just missed him.
All done.
Mr. Sparky guarantees they're on time and the repair is free, so chop chop.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Matt, you started without me.
I finished without you too.
Loaded with big laughs, colorful characters, and the songs that made the 20s roar, Bullets Over Broadway is bringing musical theater back with a bang. Your attendance is requested at the Players Center for this wild Broadway musical opening February 21st. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit the website at theplayers.org. This is one Broadway show that is sure to knock 'em dead.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app. Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So it's still a cool start to the morning, and some folks will want to wear a light sweater as they head out the door. Other folks will find it just absolutely beautiful out there, but the temperatures are generally hovering in the upper 40s to near the 50-degree mark, in some cases a little bit warmer than that. 48 degrees in Sarasota, 50 Bradenton Parish, Lakewood Ranch at 52. Then you got Venice at 55, Inglewood at 56, and Longboat Key at 59. Inland temperatures, as I mentioned, generally hovering in the upper 40s to near 50, 50 in our Arcadia, Wauchula, Myakka. Punta Gorda coming in at 48 and Northport at 51. The official air temperature features a low dew point value coming in at 46, making that air have kind of a crisp, sort of invigorating feel to it. But that will be changing as we head into the afternoon, I think, and that dew point value will probably be going up by at least 10 degrees, I think, as we develop, first of all, a southerly wind flow and then eventually even a southwesterly to westerly wind flow right off Gulf waters. That'll be associated with a frontal boundary that'll be approaching, promising us chances of after midnight rains around here. By 9 o'clock, 64 degrees. As the sun comes up full force, we'll see a few fair weather clouds during the afternoon, 12 noon, around 73, 76 degrees by 3 p.m. And then as we head into the evening hours, I think those cloud bases are going to kind of lower just a little bit. And you'll notice something in the sky is going on as those clouds begin to thicken, 72 by about 7 p.m. And what's going on is the approaching frontal boundary. You can see all that cloud cover just to the north of us now. A pretty good swath of clouds actually through the deep south, and some of the high level clouds will first be moving through here, followed by those lower level clouds and eventually rain showers by tomorrow morning. The rains are ongoing this morning through much of the deep south, anywhere from the Virginias all the way down through Georgia and Atlanta Airport getting wet right now, but no airport delays there. And then down toward the Louisiana Delta region with some heavier storms. Snow showers up towards Chicago. Could be airport delays there as well as they get a quick hit of about 2 inches of snow as these low pressure areas move off the Atlantic coast, deepen, develop tonight through tomorrow, and produce some fairly heavy snow in down east Maine. Now, for us, these showers will be on our doorstep by around midnight tonight and then be moving through here as the front also moves through here tomorrow morning. So sun and cloud mix today. Dry, however, I think, and then showers developing after midnight tonight, but especially around this time tomorrow morning, and then cooler temperatures on the way. Looking at the futurecast, you can see how the showers kind of work their way down the Big Bend region. By 9 o'clock tonight, they'll be offshore, but approaching, and then we'll be watching for the development by probably around dawn tomorrow morning of some of the stronger storms out in Gulf water. Some of these storms that are developing by tomorrow morning could contain within them some fairly gusty winds, so we'll be watching for that to see if any of those winds are damaging winds in nature and could make it on shore. The chance of that is very small, but it's not zero, so we'll continue to watch that. Beach and boating forecast calls for a southwest wind coming in breezy this afternoon, even brisk tonight, west at about 20 during the overnight. That's one of the reasons we'll watch those storms for gusty winds. 76 today. Tomorrow, a first alert weather day. Well, first alert weather morning, I think, and then clearing during the second half of the day. 60% chance of your drive time showers tomorrow morning. And then as we head into the next several days, cooler, certainly. Over the weekend, a little extra cloud cover, and on Sunday, another good rain chance day before turning cooler a little bit again on Monday of next week. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside to your first alert traffic out there this morning. As you're heading into town, some of those roads are starting to get busy right there as you come into Bradenton on State Road 64 and that little interchange there. If you're heading into South Sarasota, or North Sarasota, excuse me, the roads out there are looking pretty good. There is a little bit of a slowdown, as you can see right there on Clark, almost to the interchange of 41. If you're heading a little bit farther south into that area, again, the roads are looking pretty smooth in there. There was a little blip on 41, but it looks like it's cleared up now. Heading a little bit farther south around the Tuscola Boulevard area. But if you're heading a little farther south, those roads are still looking pretty clear. Well, in this morning's Health Smart, how about getting your groceries and a doctor's visit all in one? Publix and Baycare Health System are now teaming up. They're offering telemedicine, it's the ability to go to the doctor while you are grocery shopping. So here's how it works. Customers can talk privately to a physician on a screen from a private room right in the grocery store. Now you can pay through your insurance or a flat $45 fee. Publix plans to add the health kiosks to 24 of its stores in the next coming months.
Well, Amazon has gone from selling books to selling food and music, and now they're going to get into banking as well. According to the Wall Street Journal, the company is in talks with J.P. Morgan, Capital One, and other financial service firms to offer checking accounts for customers. Amazon-branded checks would let customers pay for everything they already get from the site. Amazon has already ventured into other businesses like shipping and medical care.
All right, I read an article today that that Amazon and their headquarters, 6,000 pets on their campus, because it's a very pet-friendly campus, so people can bring their dogs to work.
Must be a big campus.
It must be a big
Real
campus.
big.
You know, it's in relevance to how many people that they have that work there, but 6,000 pets.
Yeah, separate building for pets, right?
Right, especially with your allergies.
That's true. Cats. Still ahead, an Oscar statue stolen.
That's right, the temporary disappearance of that special golden statue, who stole it, why the actors cried, and how they found it. We're going to have that strange story when we come back right after this.
A pretty shot there of US 301 and Fruitville Road. Beautiful sky developing there in the background with cars rushing back and forth to work and school. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured or arrested, I know this feels like the end of the road, but really it's the beginning of a long, potentially stressful process. So give us a call. Let us give you some peace of mind.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC 7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Here's a peek outside our window. Pretty sunrise developing at 6:23 and a chilly 53 degrees right now in Sarasota. Okay, this is going to be fun. Where did you find your inspiration to read as a kid? Maybe a parent, a teacher, or perhaps somebody else?
Well, since March is National Reading Month, I asked a few familiar faces to share some of their favorite books and reading inspiration with me.
It was one of the scariest movies from one of the scariest books, The Shining, written by Stephen King.
For me, The Shining was the very first book that I ever read, and I was instantly obsessed with every single thing Stephen King. I went to the library, got all of his books out every week, and just read one Stephen King book after the other. Stephen King is the man that has inspired my lifelong love of reading.
And speaking of love, for ABC 7 morning reporter Marla Spence, it was a love story that still stands out as one of her favorite books.
I was actually introduced to it when I was in high school. The book is called Their Eyes Were Watching God, and it's by Zora Neale Hurston, and it was just a beautiful love story between a couple. It's actually set in the state of Florida, our beautiful state that we live in, and it doesn't have a very happy ending, but the entire book is just a beautiful love story.
Books can also be a bonding experience, and for anchor Scott Dennis, it was the Harry Potter book series.
Because I got to share it with my daughter. We loved those books, and we would read them every night at bedtime, and it was the most special experience for me as a father, but to see her joy of reading and reading these wonderful books and the stories in the Harry Potter series was wonderful, because it awakened her love of reading. You know, and for adults too, they're great books.
I've got such vivid flashbacks of my father reading the Hardy Boys to me every night before bed. It was such a sweet thing. And my parents both read the newspapers religiously every evening, and I started to. What did they read that I wanted to know about? So between the Hardy Boy collection and just the newspapers, I began to enjoy reading at a relatively young age.
Of course, it was my parents that read to me that made me love reading, but I have to give a nod out to Mr. Inglis and Miss Van Paris in high school, who taught me the love of Shakespeare, and I devoured it in high school. That, of course, led on to reading anything I could get my hands on.
All right, there you go. You want to share your favorite book with us this month? We would love to hear from you on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram.
Very nice. Thanks for doing that.
You're welcome. Thanks for playing in. Well, imagine winning an Oscar and then just moments later, it's stolen.
It happened briefly to actress Frances McDormand. ABC's Matt Gutman has details on who stole her Oscar statue.
In this morning's GMA First Look, it was an ending only Hollywood could write. Just hours after Frances McDormand nabbed the Oscar for Best Actress in a Leading Role, the coveted award wasn't in her hands, but with this man.
Look at baby. My team got this tonight.
10:05 p.m., McDormand's Oscar is being engraved with her name. 10:35 p.m., first reports surfaced that McDormand's Oscar is missing.
I lost my Oscar.
Shortly after, Bryant begins streaming a Facebook Live video with his stolen golden treasure. And by 11:50 last night,
we did it.
Bryant was arrested for grand theft by the LAPD. According to his rap sheet, not his first brush with the law. And we'll have the latest on this Oscar heist coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Lindsay Davis, ABC News, New York.
Having moderate to severe plaque psoriasis is not always easy. It's a long-distance run, and you have the determination to keep going. Humira has a proven track record of being prescribed for over 10 years. It's the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists. More than 250,000 patients have chosen Humira to fight their psoriasis, and they're not backing down. For most patients, clearer skin is the proof.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Join over 250,000 people who have chosen Humira. Ask your dermatologist about Humira and go.
I just had a very educational ride with Nina.
Did you learn anything?
Where do I begin? So all this stuff goes into a safety check.
Yep.
It's a long list.
It's important stuff.
Test the smoke detector.
Yep.
Check the breaker box.
Yep.
Meter the GFCIs.
Ground fault circuit interrupters.
Well, I do that.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Nina, you make it look easy.
Thanks, but don't do it yourself.
Who's your guy?
Florida Studio Theater presents Native Gardens. Stately gardens and cultures clash, turning friendly neighbors into feuding adversaries. When a disagreement over a long-standing fence spirals into an all-out comedic battle of taste, privilege, and entitlement, no one comes out smelling like a rose. Critics are calling Native Gardens timeless as well as timely, smart and first-rate. Audience are calling it one of the best. Native Gardens is now playing. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting FloridaStudioTheater.org.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now. Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
They want us to do something. Do I think this bill goes far enough? No. No, I don't. But what I disagree with more is the idea of our allowing the great to be the enemy of the good.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, the Florida Senate has approved legislation to make our schools safer.
The controversial plan now moves on to the State House for a vote later today or tomorrow.
If you've been suffering from allergies these past few weeks, we're telling you some helpful ways to overcome symptoms this morning. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Good morning to you on this Tuesday morning. It is 6:31. I almost took a whole hour off right there. It's 6:31. I'm Stephanie Webb.
Well, you know, daylight savings time starts this weekend, right?
Oh, it does. I'm just working ahead. That's
You're always ahead of things, aren't you?
Yes.
Well, John, I'm hoping the rain on your menu might dilute some of the pollen in the area.
I think everybody is. Yeah, it's so thick, so bad out there this morning. But the good news is that it may, because we are going to get some significant showers along the west central coast of Florida. But before then, it'll probably make it a little bit worse because the winds are going to pick up. But for the morning commute, everything is fine. Rain, fog, wind, temps, not an issue for anyone this morning, so none of those boxes are checked. As you head out the door, the temperatures will be in the upper 50s. As you come home, in the mid to lower 70s. As far as airplane forecast of all the airport hubs, all look good, so no issues there with any of the hubs serving Sarasota. We're looking at 48 degrees currently in Sarasota, 51 Lakewood Ranch, 49 in Bradenton. Let's see, where's the hot spot? Longboat Key coming in at 58 and Inglewood at 56. Forecast for today, well, pretty quiet conditions weather-wise for the morning hours, and I think most of today will be spent rain-free, 76 degrees by 3 p.m. We'll talk about when those rains arrive on our doorstep coming up in just a few.
All right, we'll talk to you soon. Checking the roads right now. First alert traffic showing the usual slowdowns around Manatee County. Nothing major to speak of at this hour of the day. A little farther south there. Little blip there at 301 in Fruitville. We'll check that live in one moment, actually. Otherwise, pretty clear in that half of Sarasota County. South County showing mostly clear right now. So let's go live to Fruitville and 301 and see if there is indeed a delay there right now. Well, not exactly a delay, but plenty of cars are shuffling through that intersection just on the edge of downtown Sarasota. Nice sunrise developing there in the background. We'll check back with that in about 15 minutes here on Good Morning Suncoast. New this morning, 3 weeks after Broward County's school massacre, the state Senate has passed new gun restrictions. By a narrow 20 to 18 vote, senators approved a gun control package that allows some school personnel to carry guns. The measure would also raise the age to 21 to purchase rifles, create a 3-day waiting period, and implement a school marshal program.
I don't know if they're going to continue to work on this over in the House. I can't imagine them wanting to bounce this back, have to go through this all over again. So I suspect with an 18-20 vote, they're probably going to take this bill in the House. And God help us if they send it back.
By the time those teachers, those armed whoever in a school would have made it there, Nicholas Cruz would have still committed the carnage he committed. Why? Because he was able to use 30 and 40 bullet magazines to fire again and again and again.
The board announced the vote.
The House is expected to take up the measure today or tomorrow in Tallahassee. In order to pass, identical legislation needs to pass in both chambers by Friday, which is the final day of the session.
The Florida Senate also approved an education and voucher bill. Now, if it becomes law, students who are victims of bullying and other types of violence can move to a different public school or receive a private school voucher. And then all schools would be required to display the words, "In God We Trust." Some Democrats are against the changes, saying it would create another voucher program that would divert money away from public schools. And new this morning, as part of that large education bill, USF's satellite campuses could lose their independent accreditation, including the Sarasota Manatee campus. Now, GOP leaders say the plan will benefit both the St. Pete and Sarasota Manatee campuses financially by uniting their funds with the main USF campus in Tampa. But those against the plan says it will prevent the satellite campuses from getting part of the new preeminence funding that USF is set to receive next year. The only legislature directly representing the Suncoast who voted against the plan, recently elected Democrat House member Margaret Good.
Also in Tallahassee, a 20-year gambling deal between Florida and the Seminole Tribe of Florida is once again in the works. The House approved the bill and it's now moving toward the Senate. If passed, the tribe will pay the state $3 billion over the next 7 years. Lawmakers have had trouble passing a gambling bill due to conflicting gambling interests. But there's a renewed interest in passing a bill this year before a constitutional amendment on casinos goes before voters in the fall.
In Washington, Congress is discussing a new national mental health and suicide prevention hotline. Now, they're considering creating a 3-digit suicide prevention line to replace the current hotline number, which is a full 1-800 number. Studies show that when people use the hotline, the risk of suicide sharply drops.
Happening today, 3 local men charged in connection to a shark dragging video are set to appear in court in Tampa today. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission continues its investigation against the 3 men who you just saw. They were allegedly recorded dragging a shark behind their boat last June. Investigators say the shark was also unlawfully taken by a spear gun. One of the 3 suspects has already waived his appearance in court today, and the Hillsborough County Clerk of Court says he expects the other 2 to do the same. If convicted, though, they face up to 5 years in prison.
Well, we have finally reached the peak of flu season, and now there's a new season in its place.
I can confirm. It's pollen season, allergy season. Marla Spence outside right now with details of the allergy season. Marla, good morning.
Good morning, Ray and Stephanie. These trees behind me is just half of what's causing the allergies here on the Suncoast. It's actually tall grass that's out here behind me here at the ABC studios, and it's just half of what's causing allergies. Doctors say trees, specifically oak trees, is what's causing most of the allergies on the Suncoast, at least until the end of the month. Dr. Hugh Wyndham here in Sarasota tells us trees and the pollen they put out are causing not only the yellow stuff that you see in your cars, but also causing the daunting allergy symptoms that many may be having. Dr. Wyndham tells us those trees putting out most of their pollen last month and also this month. He says to help relieve many symptoms, you can take over-the-counter or prescription medications. And for those who just want their allergies to go away forever, doctors say you can turn your allergies off with allergy shots or nose drops. He says there are other tests that can be done to finding out if, in fact, you're allergic to grass, trees, and also weeds.
So for allergies, we can skin test folks, and they're very accurate. We can test them to all the airborne allergens, the outdoor trees, grasses, and weeds, and the indoor mold and dust, and pets, cats and dogs. And then we can tell you what you're up against. People always have an idea, but not necessarily right until we test and find out.
Dr. Wyndham also says to lower the amount of symptoms that you may be having from pollen and also trees or even grass and weeds, to simply keep from going outside during early mornings, and that can help eliminate just some of those symptoms like coughing, sneezing, even those itchy and watery eyes. Reporting live in Sarasota, Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Marla. New details this morning on a recently renovated boardwalk in Venice that was destroyed by a fire. Now, the city recently spent around $349,000 renovating the boardwalk at the Beachfront Service Club Park. According to the Venice Fire Marshal, someone set an illegal fire Saturday night. Then wind caused that blaze to spread, and the fire destroyed about 70 feet of the boardwalk as well as 2 picnic shelters.
We are currently assessing that situation and talking with our risk management department to see if this falls under our insurance claim policy or if this is something that will have to come out of the same 1 cent sales tax fund.
No word yet if anyone has been charged with starting that fire. The park will remain closed until it can be determined who is going to be ponying up for those repairs.
Sarasota County hoping to hire dozens of people. The county is hosting a job fair today at Philippi Creek Estate Park. The county is hiring a range of jobs, including administrative support, building plans examiners, engineers, management, and also interns. The job fair goes from 3 to 6:30 today in Sarasota County.
And we've got a overturned vessel here. I got 2 subjects trying to sit on top of the boat right now.
Oh, that was the scene. 2 sailors are now safe after a dramatic rescue off of Turtle Beach. Now, the video that you're watching shows Sarasota County Air 1 and Marine units saving the men Saturday afternoon. The sheriff's office received a call around 5 o'clock about the struggling sailors that were in the Gulf at the time. Rescuers found them and this capsized boat about 2 miles offshore. They pulled them on board using safety lines. They were both taken to Venice and were both medically cleared, and they're doing now okay. Just might be a minute before they go back out on the water.
A minute or 2.
I need to take a minute on resting on that one.
Well said.
All right. Well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in your first alert weather and traffic, and a major decision involving Sarasota County teachers.
An important vote happening today. We'll detail that when we come back. We'll look outside our window right now near the Rosemary District. A little sunrise, a little pastel egg across the screen there.
Well said. Well said. It's a beautiful morning out there. Thanks for waking up with us. Good Morning Suncoast right here on ABC 7. And, of course, we're going to leave with John.
So we're looking at a temperature outside of 48 degrees. Dew point value is still very comfortable at 46, but as a frontal boundary approaches us, that dew point value will rise, getting us ready for a few scattered showers during the overnight and then perhaps thunderstorms tomorrow. 10 out of 10 chance of an outside recess today, though, not really an issue. However, those rain showers are approaching and will be on our doorstep by tomorrow morning. We'll talk about the threat of severe weather coming up in just a few.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
I heard about the Dottoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dottoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dottoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with 1 telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order.
I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC 7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment, and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So it's a rather cool, crisp start to your morning out there. 48 degrees in Sarasota, 49 degrees in Bradenton Parish, the same. Lakewood Ranch at 51, Longboat at 58 degrees, a little warmer out on the waters, close to the waters. 55 in Venice, 56 degrees in Inglewood, 51 in Northport, and then you get into the 40s in inland areas with 49 in Wauchula, Myakka, and Arcadia. So today we'll watch a wind which will develop out of the south, and it will take that dew point value, which right now is at 46, which is comfortable by any measure. A 46-degree dew point is a very nice kind of value that makes it feel cool, crisp, invigorating, very pleasant. However, as you get into the mid-50s and close to the 60 mark, it's certainly a noticeable difference. And I think that's what's going to happen this afternoon as our winds become more southwesterly. By 3 o'clock, look for 76 degrees, sunny with higher humidity around. By 7 p.m., under a mostly clear sky, we will start to see the clouds begin to build by 7 p.m. though, 72 degrees. And then by midnight, I think it'll become mostly cloudy by then, and we'll have a chance at seeing a rain shower around, about a 40% chance of an isolated shower or a sprinkle passing by. Then by the time we get to tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., we'll have a 60% chance of seeing showers, maybe even a few thunderstorms. And the potential is there, though it's very, very small potential, for seeing any kind of severe weather around. And by severe weather, I'm talking mostly gustly winds. Maybe an isolated tornado, but that threat, I think, exists mostly to our north. We have, across the region, a lot of cloud cover to the north of us, and that cloud cover will be moving southward into our area as we head into the night and especially the overnight. A lot of rain showers around, stretching from the Virginias all the way down through Atlanta and toward the area of the Louisiana Delta region. Some of the storms are fairly significant storms. This is all part of the low pressure area that will become the nor'easter that's going to really make it terrible, terrible traveling conditions in parts of the Northeast. It'll also lead to some more power outages and, of course, the heavy snows in parts of especially down East Maine. There are some scattered areas of snow showers back to the west, and there's the potential for about a 2-inch snow in and around the Chicago area. The frontal boundary approaches, gets on our doorstep tonight. We'll see a few scattered showers out in Gulf waters during the evening hours. You'll probably notice that around sunset. And then the frontal boundary itself moving southward will bring rain showers our way for drive time tomorrow. So sunny for the start of the day, dry throughout the day, and then showers coming our way tomorrow. But after that cold front comes through, things will turn cold, or cooler anyway. The frontal boundary itself, scattered showers moving through the panhandle today, then this evening just off our coastline. As we head into around the midnight hour, we'll see a few of those showers perhaps make it on shore. By drive time tomorrow, I think, we'll see some of those showers and thunderstorms stronger coming on shore with the potential of some gusty winds. Now, the time frame for these showers has been moving upwards over the last couple of model runs, so it is possible that if that trend continues, we'll see all those showers exiting the region before drive time. But at this point, I don't think so. I think they'll be around through drive time, exiting around mid-morning tomorrow. Beach and boating forecast calls for a southwest wind at 15 to 20, west wind coming in at about 20 later tonight. It will be a breezy afternoon and evening. 40% chance of after midnight showers. 76 our high. 70 tomorrow. First alert weather morning. The front moves through, clears us out. 65 on Thursday. 60s on Friday. And then another chance of rain showers. Good one, actually, on Sunday before turning a little cooler again on Monday. Back to you.
Let's take a look outside. Taking out your maps right there. Oh, a whole lot of red on that map around this time in the morning. Lots of people out on their morning commutes. Definitely some slowdowns as you're heading in or out of downtown Bradenton right there on 301 as well as State Road 64. If you're heading into Sarasota this hour, the roads aren't looking too bad as there, but you are starting to see some slowdowns right there on 41, right near the corner of that and Fruitville Road. And then in the next map, it's farther south that you go. There is less congestion on that map. Not too many hot spots in there, just a little bit on that bend right around the Tarpon Point area. But other than that, not too much to see out there. 6:49, that is your first alert traffic. Well, this morning, West Virginia schools remain closed for a 9th day as lawmakers try to come up with a compromise for teacher pay. Delegates say a 5% teacher pay raise needs to happen so schools can reopen. But senators say they are skeptical of the governor's revenue projections, so they don't want to spend more than 4% on those raises. Now, the conference committee will meet at 9 o'clock this morning. And closer to home, happening today, a big decision involving Sarasota County teachers. After months of negotiations, the school board and teachers union are set to vote on a 2-year salary contract. The district and union reached an agreement in early February. If it's approved today, teachers will have merit-based pay instead of a step salary schedule. Now, depending on their ratings, pay increases would vary between 3.75% and 4.25%.
Still ahead, all you need to know in our 7 before 7. And
a family's terrifying ordeal at a ski resort. How to keep your kids safe if you guys head out on vacation, and hit the slopes when we come back.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye. And over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation.
1-800-813-0109.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration. Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live.
I live.
She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
ABC7 wants to make sure that you are ready for your day.
Here are the top 7 things you need to know before 7. First, John Scalzi's First Alert forecast.
Thanks, guys. Well, after a warm day today, we'll wait for that rain to come in tomorrow after midnight, but especially around dawn. Then cooler weather after those rains depart by around noon, and then a second chance of rain this weekend. The sunset walk forecast, only 2 beach balls out of 4 tonight. Back to you.
Checking the First Alert traffic, a broad brush look at the Suncoast. Nothing major to report right now. The roads are dry, so take it slowly as you head out the door this morning. Marla?
I'm live outside of our ABC studios, and allergy season is in full bloom. While flu season comes to an end next month, doctors say trees is what's causing most of those allergy symptoms because they put out most of its pollen during a 2-month span within February and March. Doctors say that you should avoid going outside during early morning hours and also keep your windows and your doors closed to your homes and your cars to avoid pollen from getting in.
Now in our 4th in the top 7, Sarasota County is hosting a job fair today at Philippi Creek State Park. That's not the correct video. Dozens of jobs are available. The job fair will run from 3 till 6:30 this afternoon.
Number 5, Publix and Baycare are teaming up. They're going to bring customers telemedicine. It's the ability to go to the doctor while you're shopping just by visiting a kiosk. Publix plans to add the kiosk to 24 of its stores in the next coming months.
Happening today, a big decision involving Sarasota County teachers. After months of negotiations, the school board and teachers union are set to vote on a 2-year salary contract today. If approved, teachers will have a merit-based pay and not raises by seniority.
And number 7, here's what's trending. Spoiler alert, what the heck happened on last night's Bachelor finale? In a huge switched-up Bachelor, Ari Lyondike Jr., he proposed to Becca. No, wait. Then he changed his mind and he asked for a second chance with the runner-up, Lauren. Chris Harrison calls it the most controversial scene in Bachelor history.
Well, his credibility
Dun,
is
dun,
low.
dun.
So there's a sequel to the finale now.
There is. Well, sometimes they do that.
It's called Divorce Court.
Right. Divorce Court. There you go.
That's next season of The Bachelor. All right, well, that does it for now. Here's a nice shot of the moon.
It is beautiful out there today. Stick around. Good Morning America is coming up next. Hope to see you right back here tomorrow morning.